Three of your former teams involved this evening, which we're excited about. You've got Monaco, Arsenal and Barcelona all playing this evening. Can we take everybody back to your time at Monaco? A young, handsome Thierry Henry running around with his little Lionel Richie moustache.
Lionel. Oh, you went back to the moustache?
Yeah, it was so good. Why not?
Gosh.
We saw this yesterday.
That's
very briefly.
actually under 17.
Oh, she got a header.
Yeah, that's.
Talk us through the trim. Talk us through the trim. What is this?
What trim?
What is that?
There was no trim. But I can talk to you about that though. Yeah, be careful.
Wow.
Curve it.
Was that your Champions League debut?
Yeah. It was against Leverkusen. We won 4-0. He didn't want to give me the ball, so I took it.
Love that. Oh. Is that where the Henry finish was born?
Yeah, a tiny bit before.
Ooh, Canal Plus, I love that shirt
that's,
there.
Zizou losing the ball, getting the ball back. We were losing on the day, but we were, I made it 3-2 there, but we went out of the Champions
Does that
League.
get you moved to Juventus?
Yeah, a year after. A year after, yeah.
What was it like being a young man in Monaco?
Oh, interesting.
Interesting question.
Problem.
No, it was a shock, a cultural shock. I'll explain why. Like anyone had been in Monaco will tell you that wherever you're from, even if you have an easy life or whatever, you will have that kind of shock reaction when you walk into the city because of what it is. You have a casino, beautiful women, beautiful cars, beautiful city. The scenery is just outstanding. So just imagine if you come from
scenery.
Just outstanding.
It is the scenery.
The landscape, right?
The scenery of Anyway, but especially when you come from also where I come from in the suburb of Paris, where it's a rough area. So it was kind of weird at the very beginning, but then you concentrate on what you're supposed to do there, and you don't go out. You avoid everything that you should avoid when you're in Monaco. So you guys, come on, look at this guy over there.
It's Micah.
No, it's not always easy. Also, let's talk about football and how the stadium is not always full. You don't have the energy that you can get, for example, when you play for Barcelona in town or Juve or obviously Arsenal. It's not the same at all. So you need to find a way to be successful. So that's why when you see Monaco going in the Champions League or being able to win the league, it's way harder to win the league at Monaco than any other place that I know.
Would I have lasted in Monaco,
For that.
Thierry?
Sorry?
Would I have lasted in Monaco?
They would have arrested you in Nice. You wouldn't even have met Monaco.
Okay, let's talk about your time at Arsenal. Obviously, managed to play in the Champions League final, didn't manage to win the Champions League 2006 in Paris. You talked yesterday a little bit just about how this moment haunts you, really.
Yeah, I struggle to see this because we were a better team with 10 men. Way better. But you have to put the ball in the back of the net. Because remember, we played with 10 men after 1 minute, and with 10 men, I thought we were better. But then this little man came. That famous celebration.
What was that like, Thierry? Emotions.
You know what? Again, it's kind of weird because you run after that for a very long time. I came close with Arsenal. I came close with Monaco, and then you do it with Barcelona and I don't know why, is it a coincidence or not, but it happened on the day of the birthday of my daughter, 27th of May. It was just something that you...
So you missed the birth?
So when did you...
No, the birthday of my daughter.
Sorry,
Oh, the birthday.
The birthday.
When's the birthday?
What would you have said?
27th of May.
No judgment.
I'm just trying to work back to work out if it was a good Christmas.
No judgment.
So if the Champions League final, big decision that would be.
It would be a big decision.
No, but
I know, but it didn't happen.
Nice
but what would you have
story.
chosen out of interest?
What if I have to play?
You would have played.
You go to work.
You?
And then you
I had to make that decision.
So yeah, you go to work and
Did
you go back and see.
It's
you have to go.
My son was born on the 11th of November, and we had our last Champions League game was away in Basel on the 12th. But you have to travel the day before. I travelled.
November? Is that Valentine's Day if you go back or?
I would have played. And
There was no Valentine's Day that year.
Just try and be there as quickly as you can.
The final of the Champions League.
How did Mrs. Carragher feel about it?
It still gets brought up.
But it was a nice day. Nice day. I enjoyed it.
Well, I tell you what, nothing says a glamorous lifestyle and high fashion quite like Monaco. So, who else could we have sent to tonight's game? Yes, Mr. Guillaume Balaguer. What a gig, Monaco.
What a gig and what a place this is. It's a little bit strange, isn't it, Thierry? On one side, you've got the water and a lot of yachts. On the other, you've got the mountain, and every single square meter that is available, they build something. There's so many houses, and of course, it's the most expensive real estate in the world. I checked. I went from one-bedroom flat with views of the sea, $7 million, just that. But yes, it is 1 out of 3 people that walk the streets is a millionaire. So there's a game you can play. Is it him? Is it her? Is it him? Who is the millionaire? 1 out of 3. Because, yeah, there is so much money here. It's a tax haven, of course, and attracts super yachts. It's the place of the iconic Grand Prix Formula 1 Grand Prix race. And generally, a strange place. As Thierry said, this is not full, and I don't think they sold all the tickets. 60,000 people sit here in the Stade Louis II and haven't sold all the tickets. Generally, it's about 7,000 people, half of the stadium, but it'll be almost full today to host Barcelona.
No, this is something I just wanted to add, that what Guillaume was saying is that, yeah, tax haven, apart if you're French.
Oh, really?
French people pay tax in Monaco.
That seems a bit unfair, doesn't it?
Well, it is. French people pay tax in Monaco, so it's not so much of an heaven for French people.
Guillaume,
So just imagine with my little 1,000 old francs, you pay tax, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Guillaume, you've been going through the history books, I hear, a little bit before this game.
Yeah, last time the Barcelona played here, it was under Pep Guardiola. There was the best big team in the world in 2011. But a little bit further down, last time they played Monaco was in the season 93-94. And have a look at the 11s, both 11s.
Wow.
Arsene Wenger in charge of Monaco, Johan Cruyff in charge of Barcelona. You know the story, Johan Cruyff creates coaches. 8 of those players in that lineup have been coaches. But for Monaco as well, Thuram, Petit, you got Schifo, the Belgium legend, Djorkaeff, Klinsmann.
Guillaume, thank you very much. Good to see you. We will be back with you very shortly. Where were you watching, Thierry?
Sorry, what did you say?
In the stands.
In the
Yeah,
stands.
I was watching. Actually, it was funny because our bedrooms, the bedrooms of the academy are at the stadium. So when they went to train on the field the day before, we went on the field, like we were not supposed to go, nobody said anything, so we went on the field and we saw the famous rondo. It was so funny because whenever Stoichkov or Romario were losing the ball, and you know, they're supposed to go in the middle, they never went in once. So I was like, oh, you don't want to mess around with those two?
Depth. We'll focus on the league firstly. I mean, just how impressed were you with that result? And I guess the performance in the North London derby, given the absence of a couple of key players.
Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing. I thought they were very comfortable. They played as a team. They all know what they're doing. Every one of them's in sync. You know, they all know when to go. They all know when to drop off. You know, phenomenal job Arteta's doing there. Absolute phenomenal job. Players come in, haven't been playing for a while. Every set play, they look an absolute threat. These are a good team. They're a good team. You know, you look back now, you're thinking just bang unlucky that Man City are just a phenomenal football team in themselves. But yeah, Arsenal, you know, they go there, they've got 2 of their best players not playing, and everybody just steps up and they just do their jobs. And I thought they were comfortable. I can't remember Raya really making a top draw save any time during the game. So, yeah, amazing. Big problem this weekend again. No Odegaard this weekend, but got Rice back. Got another headache now, Arteta. You know, and it's still, does he play Jorginho or does he play Trossard? You know, if he plays Jorginho was outstanding at the Etihad. He can break the press with his passing and his quality of passing. You know, and he gets on the half turn. He plays good one-touch football. So you either go with him or you, because sometimes I always think with Partey he's a bit slow on the ball, and then the other one is Trossard going forward's going to give you more. But it's a real difficult game again, and he's got another headache in Arteta in whether to play Jorginho or Trossard, in my opinion.
Yeah, there is that. There's these 2, I guess, key games coming up, back-to-back away games as well. Atalanta tonight, obviously away again after that. They won the Europa League last season. It's going to be tough, isn't it? Where does the Champions League rank in terms of, I guess, priorities for Mikel Arteta this season?
I think the new format gives you an opportunity for this game to be not a nothing game. I don't mean it like that, but it's not the be and end all. Not the be and end all. They've got 7 games left after this. They'll probably have to get 15, 16 points out of them games. Let's be honest, the Premier League's the holy grail for them. You know, they've got to win the Premier League, you know, and it starts this weekend. Again, another great result. Got to go to Man City and make sure they don't get beat. And for me, yeah, this game tonight half gets in the way, if I'm being honest. It really does. It's a game that Arsenal don't really need, as I say, with 7 more games after this.
And you mentioned that because, I mean, City actually have an extra day of rest, don't they? How much of an advantage could that be in the fact that it is away for Arsenal?
Yeah, they got an extra day's rest, and it's the travel as well. So, you know, Arsenal ain't going to get back till very late in the morning tonight. So, you know, by the time them players get in bed, it'd be, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning maybe. Then you've got to get up and then they're travelling again on Saturday. It does take its toll. It does. You know, people forget about that, and then they'll be in a hotel Saturday night, which is not their bed. You know, your bed's always the best bed. You know what I mean? You don't want to keep hotel beds are not the same as the one you sleep in every night. So for me, it is an advantage to Man City, but you can't use that as an excuse. That's football. You know, you want to play in the big football matches, you qualify. You know, this is what happens, and these players are used to that. They'll be flying up to Manchester, I'd have thought, or at least the train.
What about that goalless draw at the Etihad last season? I mean, there was actually a bit of criticism, wasn't there, at the time that they seemed content with the draw. How big a statement would going there and winning all 3 points be, or do you think they would take a draw again?
I think they'll take a draw. I think they would. I think if you go and lose this football match, they're 5 points behind Man City. I think that's a lot of points already. You know, that's 2 games Man City would have to lose without Arsenal losing a game. So the pressure would be majorly on. I think if Arsenal went and drew this game 0-0 and played from that base, but they've got to be a little bit more of a threat on the counter-attack than what they were against Tottenham. I think because Tottenham are not Man City, and Man City will make at least 2 or 3 clear-cut chances like they did against Inter Milan. And if they take one of them, then I think it's a problem for Arsenal. But yeah, I don't see a problem if they go there and draw this game 0-0. I think it's a phenomenal football result. Anytime you get a point off of Man City, believe me, it's a great result, especially at the Etihad.
I mean, Arsenal showed their defensive resilience against Spurs last week. You've highlighted that already. They've also managed to stop City from scoring as well in 2 games last season. Just how good is that back four?
It's not just the back four. You know, it starts from the front. It starts at the midfield, whether it be Rice or Partey or Jorginho, are very disciplined players. They're so disciplined. You know, when they're put in that position as a holding midfield player, as a 6, they sit in front. You know, they don't go wandering. They don't go all over the place. And they get the protection. You know, and all the players are on sync. If you'd have watched, I was fortunate enough last week to do it for Super Sunday, and you're up high in the box, you see everything. They come back into an unbelievable shape every time Arsenal sprinted back. Literally, it's like they were marked on the pitch where to stand, and they all done their jobs. You know, if it gets into open play and it gets open and it's end to end and players are running at you and Jack Grealish running you and Haaland's running at you and Foden's running at you, I don't care if you're Gabriel or Saliba. Sooner or later, they will skip past you. So it all starts from the front, and it's like a domino effect. And then you got the players at the back. And I know Tottenham's crossing was poor last week, but the positional player, the 2 centre-halves, was absolutely phenomenal. They headed and cleared absolutely everything. And then you got Ben White. You know, they got defenders and Timber. They got good defenders. But, you know, it's not just them and the goalie. You know, if it was just left to them and everybody's running at them left, right and centre, it would be a hard day's work for them this weekend. But with the protection they get, they've got a good chance of keeping Man City quiet. But concentration levels have got to be so high, Ailey, so high. Because even yesterday, you just showed a clip there from last night. There's 7 players in the box, and Grealish gives it to Gundogan. Gundogan gives it to Foden, and Foden has a shot. Keeper saves it. I mean, it's just phenomenal football. There's 7 players in the box from Inter Milan. They still find a clear-cut chance. Tottenham haven't got that in them. Man City have.
Unstoppable Arsenal poised for new role against Man City after pivotal Haaland showdown. Gabriel Magalhaes and Erling Haaland are set to face off once again when Arsenal clashes with Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Defensively, Arsenal was stellar in last weekend's North London derby against Tottenham, which should come as no surprise considering their remarkable defensive record over the past year. In the 2023-24 Premier League season, Arsenal boasted the best defense, conceding just 29 goals across 38 matches. Notably, they managed 2 clean sheets against Manchester City, with a 1-0 win at the Emirates Stadium and a 0-0 draw at the Etihad. Without Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice, Arsenal took a more defensive stance against Spurs, protecting their lead with relative ease once they found the back of the net. Odegaard is set to miss this weekend's trip to Manchester City as well, meaning we might witness another gritty, determined performance from Mikel Arteta's side. Any method to get the job done against Pep Guardiola's team will suffice. Last season, Haaland had a tough battle with Gabriel Magalhaes in that 0-0 draw at the Etihad. Gabriel shadowed Haaland throughout the game, sticking to him like glue in what felt like a man-marking masterclass. And it worked. The two were seen exchanging words after the final whistle, but it seemed to be in good spirits, with both players enjoying the physical battle. Haaland was even heard asking Gabriel, "You good?" to which Gabriel responded, "I'm good." Chances are, Gabriel will once again be tasked with staying close to Haaland when they meet on Sunday. However, this could require a slight shift in Arsenal's approach. Gabriel delivered a man-of-the-match performance against Tottenham, scoring the winning goal and displaying his immense defensive prowess. But when it came to dealing with Spurs striker Dominic Solanke, the responsibility fell to his defensive partner, William Saliba. Solanke posed a threat in the early stages of the game, managing to challenge Saliba a few times, but ultimately failed to score as Arsenal emerged victorious. Saliba stepping up to mark Solanke highlights the flexibility in Arsenal's defensive strategy, adjusting to different attackers with varying profiles. Yet when it comes to Haaland, Gabriel will surely be back on duty, setting the stage for another epic showdown.